Monday, 4 p.m., James Ian Doley, not Landoli, oopsies. Wednesday, 4 p.m., investigative journalist Erica Lukes. Friday, 1 p.m., actor from the hit TV show Heels, Robbie Ramos. Tuesday, 4 p.m. on the Singularity Lab with special guest Graham Gauthier. And on Thursday, 4 p.m., The World of 2050 with Peter Layden. Fridays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Shifting the Paradigm with Christina Gomez. Come aboard, let's get weird on the Unidentified Celebrity Review. Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the Singularity Lab. I'm Luis. We're about to get the show started in a couple of minutes. We got Graham Gauthier chilling in the back, so he's here. That's good to see. Want to say hey to Jazz. Oh, look what's up. Jazz Shaw's here. Hello, Jazz. Photo Enthusiastic. We got Gelric Sangius in here. Tim F. Rather Be Squidding. Our boy. Alan Bocaface. This is so funny. FPMR, welcome everybody. We are so happy you guys are here. Mr. Jack Ryan, Tima Tomaseski. Yes! She is the administrator, the administrator or page, the chat, what do they call this? Chat moderator, for the creepy little book. And she's awesome. Every time I pop in the chat, she always pumps our show. So I got to make sure to pump, the creepy little book on there. So yeah. So Alex, can you get me that? Can you get me that link? Can you get me the creepy little book YouTube page link? And I'm going to just pump it out for everybody because they always show us love over there and it's so awesome of them. So today, you guys, on the Singularity Lab, Graham Gauthier. He's an actor on the hit TV show The Expanse, which has been moved to Amazon. I have another friend on the show. I wonder if they know each other. So we're going to talk about that. We've also got Chris Spaghetti in the house and Aron Desario. So we're going to get all sciencey, all techie. It's going to be a fun day. So we got a little bit of a late start. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and start the show. But before I do that, let me give you the link for a creepy little book. Oh, that's private chat. I just private chatted back there. Okay, here we go. This is for everybody. There you go. That's the link for Creepy Little Book, you guys. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because they do a show every single day about the esoteric, religion, Bigfoot, gremlins, monsters. It's a hella fun channel. It's just a guilty pleasure of mine. So definitely go check it out. All right, so with all of that, before we start, of course, check out our links below. In there, you will find Patreons. You will find ways to support the show and chat with us through Discord. You'll find emails in case you want to come on the show or you've got ideas that you want to pitch at us. Definitely check out the links because there's all different ways to get in touch with us. So let's get this thing started. Without further ado,
What up?
Can you hear me? Someone said they can't hear me.
We can hear you now. I can hear you fine. Okay. I think nobody could see your microphone in the shot, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
They're like,
yeah, maybe that's what it is. I pushed it back. Does it sound okay when it's back here? Here? What's better?
Well, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll leave the mic in the shot.
That's better.
It's got more tones to it.
More
oh, look who we got.
Oh,
yeah.
Kristen's here.
Kristen's here. Let's do that.
I'm so jacked up. Welcome, everybody, to the Singularity Lab. We've got an amazing show for you today. We're going to be talking about the relationship between sci-fi and real technology. We're going to be talking about the future of the human race on Earth and in the solar system. And we're going to be hitting on the mainstream news and media coverage of UAPs. We've got a lot to talk about today. I'm super stoked. We've got an amazing guest for you. But before we do that, for those of you who didn't know, this channel is not monetized yet. So we got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. We're getting really close. But if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you share. Make sure you help us get it out there so we can get that moving. If you do want to contribute now, all you got to do is click the link below and go to the description. And there is a link to our brand new Patreon where you can support the Singularity Lab. But without further ado, I'm super stoked. We've got an amazing guest for you today, Graham Gauthier, not Gauthier or Gautier, as we mistake.
Or Gauthier.
Or Gauthier.
You know what? Let's continue with the show.
What about the Che Man? The Che Man, maybe?
Ooh, I like that. The Che Man. That's it. It's done. He's the Che Man.
He's now the Che Man.
Yep. No longer Graham Gauthier, just the Che Man.
The Che Meister. Graham is... Graham is the greatest actor you've never known. He is best known for his role as UNN Commander Stenson on the critically acclaimed sci-fi television series, The Expanse. Welcome, Graham Gauthier.
Hello.
Graham, can you hear us okay?
Bonjour mes amis. Ça va?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
S'il vous plaît. French toast.
Monsieur Gauthier, welcome.
Is he laggy?
I don't know.
Forget to mention, I'm a Frenchman. We may need a translator. My English is how you say fart
terrible.
bag.
Graham, welcome, my friend. How are you today? Oh no.
I'm good.
No.
Good, and I'm not
what?
French.
We should have Graham back out and then come back in.
I'm awesome, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it feels like
Sort
you're on a
of.
lag. Do you have another
my
window
shaking
open
wall?
with the show on?
I think
No.
he's
Wait,
experiencing Wi-Fi
He might
lag.
get in earlier. Let me just check.
You might.
It's just
Figure
me
it
and
out.
my
This
hairy
is-
house.
This is
mode.
this is the beauty of live, folks. We never know what's
You're
gonna
right
happen.
in the action.
You know, like this is first world problems live.
It's a damn shame because I believe Graham Gauthier outdressed us
Yeah,
today.
yes.
He did. He's got a coat on. I can't be wearing no
Yeah, he
coat,
looks-
Michael. That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line, dude. I draw the line at a coat. It's just too hot. I wonder if he's in LA right now. He's probably got central AC.
No, he's in Canada.
Oh, well, there you go. It's beautiful up there, I'm sure, right now.
Graham, you might try, if you can hear us, Graham. There we go. We might try backing. Okay, good. All right. So hopefully he's going to back out and come back in. He's going to grab some better Wi-Fi. We're going to lean in to the pain that you can experience on live shows. So,
There's
what are we
gotta
gonna
be
do?
Such worse pain, though.
I'm going to
Such
call the
worse
cable
pain.
company and complain.
such
Don't
words.
you know that Graham Gauthier is trying to talk on our live stream? Fix the internet now!
The interwebs.
Do you know nothing of the Expanse? Well, and we've got, so by the way, thank you guys who are in the chat and those of you who are big fans of the Expanse. I'm super excited to talk to Graham, but it's sad because, we're just going to hang out with ourselves for now.
But you know what you could do in the meantime?
What can we do in the meantime?
You could like, you could subscribe, you could share, right? While we're getting this going, even though this is probably the worst share right now because nothing's working. But please share.
But I've got a question for the chat, chatverse actually, because this is one of the topics that we're going to be talking about today is this relationship between sci-fi and technology today. And so I'm very curious in the chat what you saw as a kid on sci-fi that you're pissed off is not a reality today. I'm very curious. Chat, hit us up.
I mean, what's yours?
For me, it would have to be like it's a mix between a flying car and a jetpack. I believe would be the two
Okay.
that.
Kristen, what
But
do you got?
holograms also.
Holograms.
That meal pill that they had on the Jetsons. You know.
Ooh, a meal pill sounds excellent. I need like a lifetime supply. Okay, I see
Personal
Graham in the back.
jetpacks.
I'm gonna wait for it to get settled. Personal jetpacks is a good one. You know what I say?
Oh,
Hoverboard.
lightsabers, hoverboard.
I'd go hoverboard. Very next thing, lightsaber. But
Wouldn't it be
lightsaber,
cool?
I feel like we're close to a lightsaber.
Wouldn't it be cool to have like a Swiss Army watch little lightsaber? You know, open your mail.
A switch lightsaber,
like a little
switch
thing.
saber.
Yeah,
Just walk up to somebody, just hit it, goes right through.
That would be excellent.
Oh my god, a switch saber.
Okay, so I do see Graham. He's in there. He's settling in. Don't worry, Graham. Take your time. Find a good spot. We're here. We got 2 hours, buddy. So don't worry about it. Has anybody answered?
Oh yeah. We got a lot.
Beaming
here.
from Star Trek.
Yes, beaming.
I would want to be beamed all over the place. Hell yes.
Beaming.
You know. Did I share my laundry portal want? Remember, how we were talking about portals and Skinwalker Ranch. I would want a portal I could throw all of my dirty laundry into, and then it just comes out folded and neat and clean.
Ooh.
Oh man, game. Honestly, Tide, if you're listening, that is the technology you need to invest in. Forget dipod, but the pods, any of that garbage. Invent a portal where people could dump all of their dirty laundry and then outspits everything folded in a hanger and ironed, all of that stuff.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, ironed is nice.
The replicator actually is something that I'm very much looking forward to. The ability to pretty much manifest anything out of the molecular level. Is he?
Yep,
Sorry, I was going to try. Nope. Okay. Nope.
Yep, he's almost set. He's almost set.
Let's hang tight.
The joke. I love the joke about. Remember when we were in school and our teachers told us that we had to learn math because we weren't going to be walking around with a calculator for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Yep.
Bitches be lying.
But here's the thing, though. We get hit with an EMP from the sun, like one of those solar flares, and she's right. She's right. It's gone. All of that, like instant
math.
Dark Ages.
It's going to be so important.
Yeah, like I could tell you the hourly rate for tutors after a sun flare goes up quadrillion.
Oh my god, my daughter's tutors are $30 an hour.
Dude, so expensive.
That's twice.
He's really good.
That's twice as much as I'm making now.
Well, luckily she doesn't need her too often.
All right, let's see if Graham's got audio here.
Let's see here.
Oh,
nope, he froze. Oh, he's got a headset.
Got a headset. Let's see if we can get without the lag. Oh.
You know what I'm gonna?
Pretty scenery behind him.
It's beautiful in Canada. So for those of you who don't know,
I had it on.
Oh, there we go.
I'm such a spaz. It
oh,
is. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear
Can
you
you hear us,
fine.
Graham?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Let's see how
Awesome.
how much the lag is in your voice. Graham, say Graham.
Graham.
All right. It might be a harsh lag.
I
But
said
let's see if we can do it.
I said it as soon as I heard it.
Not your fault. All right. Well, let's. Why don't we just go ahead and dive right in and see how bad the lag really is? So, Graham, why don't you tell us a little bit about? I mean, we've got a lot of folks here who are huge Expanse fans, and they're super excited to hear. So, I'm really curious why you think the Expanse developed such a cult following so quickly, and it's received the attention that it has. And also what attracted you to the show, to the role?
Well, my agent, being an actor, I got an audition.
Yeah.
But I have to start by saying that I don't represent the Expanse in any way, right? I don't speak for them. I'm just here for myself, and you know, I don't want to get into sort of legal trouble by saying anything that that they may not approve of. I don't say what I would, but anyway, what attracted me to the role, and why did I think that?
I was gonna say, what is the ending for the new season?
What is the ending of what? Oh, I can't tell you that.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, go on.
I think the popularity is because of the way it's so science based. Like a lot of the way they fly their ships and everything, it's all based in reality, and it's everything that exists in that world will be possible for us. Well, it's possible now, probably. Not getting as quickly to point A to point B as fast as they do in the show, but they're not using any warp drive or anything like that yet.
Right. So yeah, no, it's a fantastic show. And so you play Commander Stenson. Can you give us a little bit of background as to the character you play and kind of what your role is in this in the series?
Sure. I hate to break anyone's bubble, but I really don't have a huge character on the show.
You're huge.
I was on one episode in 308. Yeah, they'll call me Badass Stenson on set. But yeah, I appear in one episode in season 3, and I give them an ultimatum. You know, there's a nice little beefy scene, and I was thrilled to get the part because I loved the show, and I was really nervous about it, like almost as nervous as I am now. I did the show, and yeah, I'm a nervous guy. Yeah, I did the show, and then the next season, they called up my agent, said we liked Graham as the UNN commander, and they had another role of UNN commander, but not necessarily Stenson. Right? So they said, well, we have another UNN commander. Let's just use that other guy that we already, and that was me. So me up and said, you want to do it again? And I said, yeah, of course. So in, I think it's 402, 403. Yeah, I'm not going to say no, right? So 403, I'm in there again on the monitors, you know, talking to the bunch. And then, but you also, in the very first episode of the 4th season, I believe, there is mine, giving the refugees fleeing. I kind of tell them, you know, stop or we'll fire. So it's like kind of like stop where? I don't really give them a chance to stop. I say, stop or we'll fire. But
well, I was gonna say as an actor myself.
But yeah, so it was just pure luck.
Well, I would say I can imagine what it's like. I mean, I've gotten parts like that, but they've never been called back. So that's always fun when your character, who originally was just supposed to be, you know, a one scene, one line kind of deal, and you give such a great performance that production's like actually remembers you in season 4 and goes, hey, what about Stenson? Let's bring him back. Yeah, perfect. Now we don't have to look for another actor, you know?
Stenson.
Like, yeah, badass Stenson. There you go. So
exactly.
What do you when you go now into other audition rooms and other well, I don't know how many audition rooms you've been in lately with COVID. I know I haven't been to many. It's more, you know, self tapes. But how are you? Is your approach different now? Do you feel just a little more confident?
I don't like doing the self tapes because I always end up doing stuff like bad technical stuff like I'm doing right now, you know, and I have bad angles and I never have anyone to do the scene with. So I'm either like doing a sock puppet over here right? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, or I have to record myself doing the scene on my phone, and then hit start, and then start acting to myself.
Yeah.
So like getting the timing right is sometimes hard, but yeah, I'd rather just drive to Toronto, park the car, go up, do the scene. Thank you. See you later. That way you don't have to worry about all the other stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of almost there with you. Like, but part of me does like the self-tape because luckily for me, my girlfriend has been around to be my reader, so I haven't had to find a reader, which has been crucial. Because I think if I was doing what you were doing, where I'm taping yourself, that's hard to do because the timing of it is so critical. But I do like that I can control what take I'm sending in, and I only send one in. I don't do the 2 take thing anymore. I'm just like, yep, this is the one I like. This is the one I'm sending.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 1 take Gauthier. That's me.
One tape Gauthier. I love it. I love it.
I'm totally thinking of Moira Rose and David in the hotel room where he's running her lines for her in front of the camera.
1 take Gauthier. So 1 take Gauthier, tell me, were you always
Well, I never had chance.
Were you always interested? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to jump in real quick and say I never had a chance to say hello to anyone really when I came in. So hello, Michael. Hello, Louise. And hello, Kristen. I don't know you're going to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Graham, it's wonderful to have you.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And even though we've got a little lag, we can still hear you very clearly. So it shouldn't be a major issue. But we really appreciate the fact that you came on board with us today to get weird and have some fun, because this is what we do here at the Singularity Lab. I think he's fucking with us.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is the worst time to be doing that joke, Graham.
He knows. That's why he's doing it.
Hilarious.
Graham, were you always attracted to
Sci-Fi? Like I'm getting close to the camera because I have to wear glasses for reading, and oh, you're just getting that now?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Couldn't resist.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Michael, you're lagging out there.
Yeah, no worries. I have no idea how far the lag is, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask the question.
Yeah,
oh no, and he's gone.
It's pretty far. Okay, I'm going to kick him.
Okay, yeah, kick him and bring him back. We'll see what we can do here. See if
we can bring him back in. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Chris Spaghetti, you can't hear me?
Chris Spaghetti.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Chris Spaghetti behind the scenes.
All right, get out of here. You're not supposed to be here for another half hour, Spaghetti. He was saying he didn't hear me in the comments here.
Spaghetti's lying. He's lying in your face.
People are loving this, okay? Like, that's the thing, right? We could be like,
giant blue
oh man, I've seen some live streams where they're like, oh man, what do we do? Oh man, just end it, man, end it. And then they kill it. But this show, we embrace it.
We lean in.
We lean into it.
We'll see if he comes back here in the next couple of minutes. I'm sure he was going to give it every effort he has, and he actually said he was going to stick around for the whole 2 hours with us. So if we can get his Wi-Fi under control, I'm sure hoping that he sticks around. But we'll see. We'll see if he comes back in. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's one of those things where we can just hang out with our people. We've got real people who like to hang out here, so we're going to hang out with you guys. We're going to talk at you. You talk at us, and then we're going to get him back in here. And if not, we've also got Aron Desario behind the scenes. We got Chris Spaghetti, and we got a whole lot of content to share with you guys. So
he's back. He looks better. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
I'm back.
Oh!
How we doing, Gauthier?
1 take Gauthier.
1 take Gauthier.
Oh boy.
I'm back.
Hey, 1 take. Hey, 1 take. Hey, 1 take. Are you on your Wi-Fi? You're on your Wi-Fi on your Samsung device, right?
Yeah, just don't ask me to do anything live.
Do you? Are you are set up on your Wi-Fi on your Samsung device, right?
I am.
You are. Okay. All right.
Somebody needs to come out and check your Wi-Fi, my friend.
It's Canada. It's Canada. It's not his fault.
No, don't do that. don't do that. Jeez, man. Jeez, they have internet up there.
He won't be, dude. He won't be offended for like 45 minutes. Okay, what if we make fun of Android? Can we make fun of Android, Luis?
Yes.
Okay, so we can make fun of Android, but not Canada. We can make fun of Android, but not Canada. Is that correct?
Yeah, because Android is a company. Canada is a region of people.
A region of people.
Is that how you define?
That's how I define
country?
Yep. You are a region of people defined by lines.
Let me move over here.
I love that. We are getting Graham's whole backyard scenery here. This is great. I actually kind of want to go hang out for a barbecue now.
Yeah, it's nice scenery.
I want to, real quick, I want to thank Apartment 5410 for becoming a Patreon member. The fact that we can get we can pull a Patreon member in the middle of this speaks to the quality of our audience.
Yep.
Wow, Michael. That was.
I think he's on. I actually think it's working right now.
I don't believe it.
I think it is.
Hey, one take.
I found the sweet spot that the squirrels haven't chewed away the wires yet.
Nice.
Fantastic. I think we're decent. Are we good? Hey, one take. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
All right.
Great.
Anything more than a whisper and it crumbles.
Yes.
So
okay. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna go NPR style, and I'm gonna ask you a question. From now on. Your nickname is One Take. Okay, One Take. The question is: were you a science fiction kid growing up, or is this an acting genre that you kind of stumbled upon? Talk to me, One Take.
Well, both actually. Both.
Oh.
I can't remember a time when I've been interested in this sort of thing, to be honest. And I've just been really lucky to have been able to get roles that are associated with this genre. I've had so many, like not just The Expanse, but Close Encounters, not the movie, but the TV series. I played, what was his name? Alfred Pennessy. It didn't read that way when I read the script. Pennessy. He was an Australian farmer, and he was the first time that a crop circle was ordered in Australia. But if you look that online, I think it's on YouTube. Close Encounters. I'm episode 9, Saucer Full of Secrets.
Sweet.
And that episode, actually, they used a little clip. They used it from that episode in the opening credits. So I'm kind of in every episode because of that, which is kind of cool.
That's how you do it, right?
And, but did you get paid for every episode?
No. Unfortunately, that was a non-union job.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you
but
go.
also they did Paranormal Witness television series. They did a 1-hour episode of the Travis Walton story. And you know who that is, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Fire in the Sky. And I played the sheriff in that episode.
Oh,
and then
cool.
So that's another one. And then I did another episode of Paranormal Witness where I played the sheriff that the little girl reports the Mothman to. So it was all about the Mothman prophecy, all that.
So maybe Sheriff.
If you ever have the Mothman guest on there? Yeah, sheriff. Yeah, I played a sheriff a couple times actually. Once in Fear Thy Neighbor, and the other one was Ghostly Encounters. I played an apparition in the mirror. That was kind of fun. And
I mean, you look like an apparition in the mirror right now. To be honest with you.
I know. Yeah, Skeletor in the flesh.
No, that's
yeah,
not what
every
I meant.
role. Not every role.
Jesus Christ, Luis, what are you
Jesus.
trying to do to this man?
Well, they are doing a He-Man movie, so maybe.
Hey,
And we just
The
got another
Thundercat.
Patreon, Anonymous Rex. Welcome to Patreon. Fantastic. You guys are freaking amazing. I don't know.
With
Awesome.
the tie, I was thinking like an agent from Men in Black.
Or like, oh,
Yeah.
he totally could pull off a
wish.
Men in Black agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't we all wish? I could be a Men in Black office guy. Like, where are those files? I don't even know what my name is. Like Z, double Z. Where are my files? Double Z.
I can totally see you hanging out with the little guys who drink the coffee
Yeah.
and smoke.
Yeah, just crushing donuts.
Oh my God. Grant,
Okay,
listen.
just look into the light.
Yeah.
Look into the light.
Listen, one take. Luis didn't mean anything by that, so just don't worry. Don't worry.
Flash your hair. Oh no! I know. No problem, man. Are you kidding? Like it's the first skinny joke I've ever heard. But getting back to your other question about being a geek,
Yes, please.
about being a geek when you're a kid and like loving all this science fiction stuff. Absolutely, man. I used to go to the movies every Saturday afternoon, and if they played the old sci-fis, the better. Listening to the Argonauts, all that stuff, I was 5 years old when the original Star Trek was first aired, 1966. And I'm the youngest of 6, so I had older brothers and sisters who watched it. Well, older brother mostly. But I would watch it with him, and I just fell right in love. And I was like, oh, there could be other planets out there? Like, I remember that happening, but I know that I was interested in it even before that. And that was at 5. So I honestly can't remember a time when I wasn't interested in this sort of thing.
Yeah, same here. Luis and I talk about that all the time. Like when they set us loose in the library at school, and like the first place you go is to like either astronomy or to pyramids or to ghosts or to UFOs or to Loch Ness Monster. Like that's all I cared about at that age.
Choose your own adventure.
I did love choose your own adventure novels, but I always cheated. Always.
Those were fun.
I don't think I ever cheated.
Of course you didn't.
I also used to go to the movies. That was my thing in high school. I didn't really go to parties. I did, every once in a while, but my thing was going to the movies at around 10, 11 o'clock at night on a Friday and staying there till 1 in the morning, sometimes watching 2 movies. And I remember my senior year of high school, it was The Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
And Gladiator. And the new Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. Those were the 3 movies that came out in my senior year. That was a pretty good year. Oh, and Fight Club.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
That's a very good one.
So, Graham, I've always been fascinated with this idea.
Before my seniors...
No, go ahead, Graham.
Oh, no, I was going to say the year before my senior year, Star Wars came. So...
Oh, awesome.
Well, that was the first movie I ever went to. I fell asleep after the opening credit.
How's that possible?
They were kind of boring.
I was a baby. It was the first movie they ever took me to.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
We just got another Patreon. Aron Desario, welcome to Patreon. Fantastic.
Woo!
Yeah, it's blowing up
3
today.
Patreons in one night.
Blowing up
I also
today.
have a Patreon. Check out my link in the description below. Just FYI, if this side of the bubble's entertaining anybody.
Do you have a Patreon, Graham?
Do you have a struggling actor fund, Graham, that anybody can?
Yeah.
No, but I did want to know, Graham. So
I'm not going to give my bank account out on the air.
This whole idea of art reflecting life, life reflecting art, is fascinating to me. And this idea of, kind of what came first, the chicken or the egg. I always am fascinated by engineers and people in technology who had these rich childhood experiences delving into sci-fi as a kid. And I always wonder to what extent sci-fi really is responsible for inventions of today. So I'd love to get your kind of perspective on that, having, been 5 years old when Star Trek came out, and, the technology at the time and what it is now, and what your thoughts are on that relationship.
I think Star Trek had a huge influence on today's technology. If you look at the what do you call it? The communicator, the flip phone thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's on the badge.
Motorola, the Razor.
Right?
We all owe Lucille Ball
But
more
it's
than we know.
the tricorder. Lucille Ball. But you mean
So yeah, Lucille Ball was actually the one who
shit.
kept Star Trek alive. She was one of the executive producers, I believe.
Yeah, Desi Liu ran it.
Right, Desi, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Desi Liu Studios,
Yeah,
yes, of
she
course.
really
I thought you were
pushed for the
referring
show.
to yeah. Yeah, I thought you were referring to an invention like the Bluetooth.
Oh.
And Eddie Lamar, Lucy.
Nah.
Headley.
Headley Lamar.
Yeah. But Heady. But yeah, the hologram or the holodeck is today's virtual reality.
Yeah.
Right.
And wouldn't you love and wouldn't you love to see virtual reality taken to a level that the holodeck is at right now in the series? Like right now, virtual reality is so cool. You can put it on, you can go anywhere, see anything. But I vision time when VR will be movies, and instead of watching the movie in VR in 3D, you'll actually be in the movie. Like say they'll make a remake of King Kong. It'll be like King Kong 15, and you put on your glasses. You don't have to have a huge headset or anything like that. Just a pair of glasses. You don't even have to go to the theater. They just download it right into it. Or there'll be a time where they'll download it right into your brain, right when they have that chip that, I don't know, is it Elon Musk that's working on that now? Or who is it? It's too much money.
Yeah, Musk and others are working
just
on
be in the movie,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll get to the scene and you'll have to actually live through that movie. You don't have to cross that line before King Kong shakes you off. Right?
Yeah,
And if you don't make
it's
it,
a choose
you're sitting
your own
in the
adventure
lobby till
hologram.
the rest of the movie's over.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's
Something
amazing
like
how
that,
they have
but-
teams that
I see
battle in
something
VR.
going that way.
Yeah, it's certainly headed
they
in that
do?
direction, and it's exciting.
Yeah, they like all wear
Wow.
costume. I guess I shouldn't say costumes. They all dress up
Cosplay,
like a team. Yeah.
the cosplay.
And they fight
Mhm.
battle each other, I think. It's awesome.
But it's like, there was a
Kinda like-
time
kinda
when, all you had was cosplay and LARPing and that sort of thing. And we're going to be, we're going to see a metaverse before too long, and it's going to be wild. There's that full immersion in these sort of role-playing games. And it's coming fast, you guys. Like, it's coming fast, and it's exciting to watch. But yeah, I think the holodeck is probably one of my favorites from Star Trek. Just the idea of like being completely immersed in a virtual reality is so cool.
And the replicator too.
Yes,
You can just
the
create anything out
replicator's
of,
key.
like how a transporter, just uses the energy to create matter. That's freaking somebody out there in the universe has invented. Must have.
Well, Michio Kaku says we'll have something
I read it.
similar to a
I read it.
replicator,
Yeah.
within the next 25
Yeah.
to 30 years, but that you won't see it in society for about 100 years because the ramifications of it are too great. Like it needs to be regulated. Like you can't just give people a regulator and go, okay, society, regulate it. I
Make
think it would
whatever
be a
you
mess, 'cause,
want.
Yeah, people would be making bombs or guns or whatever.
Well,
I
couldn't
get
you have?
suspicious that like the first person to pose that idea were like the CEOs of Walmart, because once you can make everything, they're not going to make any money.
Well, yeah. Like, do you not think that's like the hidden motivation of capitalists to hide the replicator for years and years?
No, because they would just put a filter on it like they do with everything else. Like, oh, you want a brand new lawn chair? Great. Well, you can get it replicated from either Walmart, Target, Rite Aid. It's the same shit. Just you're still paying. They're the middleman now, as opposed to the physical store. That's the way they're going to do it.
That's interesting, but you've got to think that there will be other companies that will try to democratize this thing, who will try to sell it to you once and then give you the freedom to buy whatever you want. Now maybe they put a governor on it, right? They put you can't build a bomb, you can't make a puppy, you can't make a terrorist. But
I mean, look, people are going to be. Let's be honest. When men get a hold of this thing, it's going to be girlfriend. Replicate me a girlfriend, please.
Oh, dude. I mean, when you talk about like
Barbarella.
crazy, like advanced technology, like the only thing people use these things for, like to make money and watch porn. Like that's all. That's the only point of the internet, is to make money or watch porn. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. So I doubt the replicator will be that much
missing
different.
out on it, on something here. But if they came up with that, though, right? Everybody gets one. Everybody has whatever they want, and there's no more competition, right?
And scarcity, scarcity is over. Abundance rules, and that's the beauty of a Star Trek society, right?
Yeah.
That's why they can have this egalitarian society in this post-political. The thing that frustrated me most was they never made a spin-off about after First Contact, when they detected the warp signature, when the Vulcans detected the warp signature, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna bring you into the Galactic Federation because we're terrified of you. We need to ally with you because now you can fuck our shit up." But they never made that a spin-off in that
in the middle,
in that between.
But it would all be bloopers of like Ephraim wandering around some Vulcan.
How they brought them into the
Like,
Federation, right?
Sleeping in a Vulcan brothel all week. Yeah, that would get a little out of control. No, but like the idea of like how society restructures itself, in a warp world and a non-scarcity driven world, a post-warp world.
Well, let me ask you, can the replicator make a cheeseburger?
So yes, it can. In the show, it can make any. And so Kristen and I always have this debate because they make yogurt, right? And yogurt contains live enzymes. And if you can create yogurt, why can't you create a puppy? And if you can create a puppy,
Well, but again, maybe they put governors on it. Maybe you're allowed
Why
to
can't you create a
replicate
girlfriend?
enzymes.
Yeah, exactly.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right, Luis. I think that's what you'd have to do. But I think you're also right in that a lot of these like hardcore, companies would not be interested in replicator technology.
Kids can hack anything.
Right. Yes, that's another good point because
oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, like I could just imagine they're gonna hack it to eat more
Porn
Tide Pods.
Sorry, man.
I feel like he's like hosting a parade, or he's like, "Follow me, guys. We're gonna go check out we're heading down to Second Avenue."
This is Toronto. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 45 of you in the chat and following along right now. This is Toronto. We've left the singularity and we've gone.
Let me tell you
Toronto.
what my mother said. Come with me. This way. Come this way. Yes,
my replicator made this umbrella.
Yes.
Oh my God!
And see these flowers?
Replicator.
These flowers? These ones here?
Yes,
Those
indeed.
Those are real, actually, but this one.
Okay. What do you got there?
Replicator. Well, you can tell. You can totally tell. totally tell.
That would be the commodity. You would have like
One of those.
original products and replicator products.
Oh my god. Oh, that's right. No, Kristen, that's a really good point.
Kind of like in
Yeah.
the movie Blade Runner. They had all the replicant animals and stuff like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
The movie Blade Runner?
It's been a long
Yeah.
time for me for Blade Runner.
Well, hey, should we reset the room, Michael?
Let's absolutely reset the room. So, for those of you just joining us, we are having a conversation about the replicator. We've got One Take Gauthier with us today, aka Graham Gauthier, the greatest actor you've never known. He's best known for his
Sometimes
role as
referred to-
UNN Commander. UNN Commander Stenson.
Sometimes
on the critically acclaimed.
Sometimes it was G Squid.
Did you say G Squint?
What did
The
One
X-
Take say?
G squared.
Oh, G squared.
G-
Graham squared.
G squared, like
Gs.
GG. GG,
Oh,
G squared.
Okay.
I got it.
GG's. Yeah,
I
get it?
like that.
I'm tracking. But you want to know something?
Get it?
Way too many
Takes a while,
nicknames for a
but-
live stream.
Mm.
Mine could be M
way too many
squared.
nicknames for a choppy live stream.
Way too many nicknames. Guy you could just call.
I don't know. He cut out.
I don't know
Oh,
if you heard that.
no, we
we
didn't.
missed it.
Oh.
We missed it.
Oh, I said way too many names for a guy I could just call Skinny.
Oh, yeah.
But there's another nickname.
Did you
Graham.
get it? No, you didn't get it.
The movie
I
line.
prefer
got
Coach, whatever.
The dad
I'm cool with
jokes
it.
are
I
aplenty.
don't care. Just don't call me late for dinner. Right?
For those of you just joining us, we've got One Take Gauthier with us today, who is the best. Who is best
We've
known
only
for his
taken
role as
47 takes for this intro.
UNN Commander Stenson on the critically acclaimed sci-fi television series The Expanse. We've got Luis Jimenez here. He's an actor, comedian, and director. You probably know him best as the creator and chief weird maker of the Unidentified Celebrity Review. And joining me as well is Kristen, who's a commentary writer, paranormal novelist, and author of the book Woven. And she's also my wife. Welcome, Kristen. You guys, I'm so stoked because we have a great panel coming up for more discussion. We're going to dig deeper into this topic, but not yet because we have more questions for old One Take here. So listen, One Take. This idea of the Expanse, I think one of the things I love about the Expanse is it really delves into this idea of solar system colonization, but it also deals with the politics of this sort of multi faction, groups of people who are looking to, it's not a post scarcity world, right? In Star Trek, you have a post scarcity world, so egalitarian society.
Right.
This is not that at all. This is you've got slaves working the asteroid belts. You've got your Martians who have their own agenda. So tell me a little bit about this kind of story, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on solar system colonization. If it's something that we should actually be aspiring for, too.
Well, I think that's inevitable as far as the future of the human race. I mean, like we're already on our way to doing that. The guys that are out there now, like in the series, the Martians, the guys on the belt, it's like they're their own planets, and we've become a whole system with like 3 new planets, 3 new factions, and I guess we still haven't learned to get along with each other. Hopefully, by the time we are out there, it won't be. It is in the but like I said, I have to speak for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say anything to get all the fans riled up, and I don't want to say anything that's going to get production rile up, because I know there's a lot of fans out there, and if I just say one word that's wrong or out of context, they're going to rake me over the coals for it.
Okay, so you want tougher questions. Got it.
Talk
All
about
right.
Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing, can you hear it? 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I'm not hearing you guys.
Oh,
No.
it's such
Graham.
a shame. It's such a shame.
Graham, we're gonna have to reset this up. We're gonna have to do this again.
We're gonna have to do this again because
We're gonna have to
Graham
do
is.
this again.
Oh, that's
We're
a
not-
great still of him. Ooh.
He was like,
I'm not hearing you at all. What happened?
Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi connection, Graham. That's what's happening.
I also love his headphones. It almost looks like he's like a James Bond helicopter operator.
In one of those helicopters that's got the bubble on it.
Yes, dude.
One of those, yeah. And it's got the what do they call that? The back part of it.
There's the settings here. See what happens.
With the other propeller on it.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing you guys
guy in the back.
Almost looks like a crane.
Well, at least we're not taking any of the blame here, Luis, for this internet issue. Jack says he blames Jazz Shaw, which we really appreciate that, Jack.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It makes sense because the in between point between us
Can you hear me?
and Graham is Jazz.
Yes.
We can hear you, Graham. Can you
I've
hear
lost
us?
sound, guys. Can't hear you at all.
Oh, no.
Now we can hear him.
Maybe try backing out. Well, he can't hear us.
Yeah, he can't hear us. I think we should email him and tell him we got to try this again.
Yeah,
Can't
we might
hear
have
you.
to. Okay, let's. I'm gonna remove him from the room. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I got it.
And then we'll see.
Let's. All right, Michael.
Dude, he's so funny. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, goddamn first world problems. All right. Well, what was funny is he was really afraid of giving secrets to the Expanse, but I mean, nobody's gonna hear anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he would have said.
I mean, he could have just given away the whole ending, and nobody would have known.
It wouldn't have made a damn difference in the world. So maybe he'll know to pop up. Why don't you keep us going, Luis? I'll shoot him a note.
Yeah.
And let him know we're going to do this again. We're going to have him back on the show because he's way too great of a guest for us not to get good Wi-Fi. But he must go get good Wi-Fi. So you keep the show going. I'm gonna shoot him a quick note.
It's the squirrels. We have to blame the squirrels.
The Canadian squirrels.
It's Canadian squirrels. It's I mean, I don't want to call Canada a third world country, but man, you guys need to get that Wi-Fi going.
In northern Michigan, we had black squirrels. I don't know if they're in Canada too or not.
Why are black squirrels more vicious?
No.
They're just better. They suck up the Wi-Fi.
Might chew on the Wi-Fi more.
Okay, so if you didn't know, talking to Graham Gauthier, he was an actor. He is an actor, the greatest actor you've never heard of, and he's best known for his role as UNN Commander Stenson on the critically acclaimed sci-fi television series The Expanse. Unfortunately for Graham, his internet connection was so bad. We tried to get through it as best we could. I thought we did okay, but we're definitely going to have him back, so don't be bummed if you're fans of the show. We're going to figure out this internet connection thing and have him back either on my show or Mike's show to come talk more Expanse. So hopefully we didn't let down any Expanse fans out there. Above me, we've got the host of the show, Mr. Michael Mataluni, host of the Singularity Lab, bringing you all of this wonderful tech science and singularity talk, and then his beautiful wife, Miss Kristen Mataluni, who is also, then this is fun, a commentary writer, but also a paranormal novelist and author of the book Woven. I didn't know you were an author, Kristen.
I didn't know we were going to do that.
Yeah.
She didn't know I was going to tell everybody. She didn't know I was going to.
I'll tell you what. We got 6 minutes to fill. You want to lay down Woven for us?
Yeah, it's time travel. It's a romance novel. It's very steamy.
It's paranormal romance, so it's got vampires, time travel, and
50 Shades of Science.
I
Nice.
Wouldn't go that far. First novel written while homeschooling my kids, so there are still errors that I would love to go back and fix, but pretty well pulled off for
Dude,
time.
144,000 words this woman wrote in this novel. 144,000
My
words.
characters are really fun. They're fun.
Dude.
They are.
Woven. All right.
And you can actually find it. All you got to do is go to Amazon, type in Kristen Mataluni, Woven, and you will find it real quick.
Is it cheap?
We should
I think it's like $2.99 or something.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. So we've got Graham back in the green room, and he's doing
he's lighting up a cigarette.
He's
Put him on the
doing,
line.
he is so Mad Men right now. He's so Mad Men. I'm just waiting for him to pitch us an advertisement for Marlboro or Camel or Pepsi. What do you got?
Can you hear us, Graham? Can you hear us?
I can.
Oh,
Yay.
wow.
I can't hear.
It's still delayed.
I can finally. Is it?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Graham, here's what we're.
I shouldn't probably shouldn't be smoking on the public.
It's fine. It's
can
fine.
smoke.
You're in
You can smoke a
Canada. It's
cigarette.
legal there. Yeah, it's legal there.
Cigarette.
Cigarettes are legal everywhere. Just FYI. But
Not
please
in Colorado.
don't smoke if you're under 18. So Graham, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you come back another day because the connection's just it's
Sad.
it's sad. It makes us sad because we have so many other questions for you that we just couldn't get to because this is what it must be to talk like in the Expanse. Like literal communication has to be very similar to what's happening right now. So what I'm gonna have you do, Graham, just do me the favor, tell everyone again, where they can find your stuff if you're doing anything outside of the Expanse, maybe what you're working on next, and will you be back for a season? Is it 10?
No, 6 or 5. What season are you guys on?
No, I think they're
10? No.
yeah.
Yeah. Not. I think they've wrapped 6, and I think that's it.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
that's it
thought it went on longer than that. I thought it was
for the series.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, that's 6. That's it. But there might be a
so
chance
you'll be back for season 7.
for Stenson to get a spin-off. Who knows?
Oh, a Stinson spinoff.
And, man,
No,
if
there
you
won't be
could
a
just
season.
call it the Stenson spinoff, and I feel like it's a #1 hit show right out of the gate.
Oh my God.
Stenson
in
in
the...
space.
No, and then you have to get who played Barney Stinson? What's his name?
Oh, wow.
Because he was in Starship
Barney
Troopers
Stinson.
forever ago.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick
What role
Harris.
did he
Neil Patrick
play?
Harris.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris.
I
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
remember what. Yeah.
He played like the he was like Goebbels. He was like the
Psychic guy.
he was the psychic, but he was
Oh,
also
yeah,
running
yeah.
all of the weird
He was like the
experiments.
psyops guy, right?
Yeah, he was the psyops guy, and he was also like the what do they call it? The propaganda minister, basically.
Hit that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wore the long Nazi
All right.
leather coat.
Yes,
Right?
that's right. He did. He did. Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, so Graham, tell us, please. The floor is yours. Your send off, please, sir.
Tell us where people can
Well-
find you. Where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Twitter. Guys are both of you guys, so anybody looking can follow you guys. Follow the show here, and you'll see me wandering in and out. I comment. I did just get cast in something right just a few days ago. I told Michael what it was. I can't really speak about it right now because of
Yeah.
confidentiality things
that.
going on. But Michael can tell you when.
I can. When
no
you're
one else is
gone, I can
listening.
tell them.
I just can't. Well, I just can't speak about it publicly. I can't go on Facebook and announce anything or Twitter
Right.
and announce anything. But once the project's been completed and aired, then I'll be able to speak about it. And I
Sweet.
can't wait because it's
Stenson in
fantastic.
space.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well, how about this?
Stenson in space.
So listen, one take. We want to have you
I
back
love
on the
doing
show.
voices, man.
We
Yeah.
We need
Love
to
to-
seriously.
I'd love
So
to come back.
yeah, and we want to get we want to spend a full 2 hours with you. We want to get deep on these topics, but we've got to get you back with a better Wi-Fi connection. So will you accept? Will you accept an invitation to come back and hang out with us with a better Wi-Fi connection?
I will accept an invitation. Yes. Will you give
Fantastic.
me one? That's the question.
Oh,
That was very formal.
it's already in the mail. It's certified mail being delivered to one take right now, so that you don't sweat that at all. It's coming
And-
at you.
You know what else is in the mail? And I was really hoping to get it by today,
What?
so I could hold it up, and it's the bag. I have some UAPT. God,
UAPTF?
task force.
Yes.
Yes, some patches from the signal coming, and UFO
yes.
secrecy, and a little tic tac patch, little tic
Yep.
tac patch, and everything, man. Everybody's
Oh
got
my
to get
God.
one of those.
Oh, they're so cool, man. I think I got
To
my
be in the
patch
club,
around.
man.
Actually,
I've got
I believe.
patches.
Yeah,
I've got all the patches.
Yeah, I believe Luis has a patch. I actually have an NFT that I bought from the Signal as well. Dan is the man. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and I wanted to talk to you about UAPs, and
Maybe next time I'll have them.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah,
That
sorry
sounds
that I
good.
was technically screwed up for you, but
It's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get
You
it.
know.
We'll get it next time.
Shit happens. We'll figure it out. But we definitely want to have you back on the show. We want to have you over on Unidentified Celebrity Review as well. So Graham, thank you so much, Mr. One Take, G Squared, the G Meister,
Skinny.
Skinny G,
Skinny.
P Funk,
yes,
All Star.
SPG.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Have a
Stenson
great.
in space. Yeah. And I'll be watching. I'll be watching the rest of the show.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hang out in the chat if you want, and people
Okay.
would love to chat with you. All right. Thanks, brother. Bye. Oh,
My
I'm just.
face hurts from laughing.
It was fun. It was
It-
absolutely fun and funny. I think
was funny.
even though he was like lagging a lot, we still got to have fun with him. But I definitely want to have him back because he's a neat guy.
Yep. All right, so we got two in the wings.
We got two in the wings. Anything else you want to hit before we bring before we introduce our panel?
So like, subscribe, share. I'm thinking this second hour is going to be a lot better connected. Fingers crossed. And yeah, just check out our links, share. And, Michael's almost 2,000 subscribers, so let's try and get him there as soon as we can.
Let's get it up.
What was the last count at?
Today was at 666.
Ooh, scary.
For most of the day, we were at 666 subscribers, so it was making me nervous. And then we finally broke to 667.
Yay.
Nice.
So we weren't
Nice.
stuck at 666 anymore. Yes, and if you want to donate to the show, if you want to contribute, all you got to do is click the link below. We've got Patreon where you can donate every month. And so thank you guys for all of our new Patreon subscribers today. Thank you for those who subscribed last week. You are what makes this show possible. So thank you very much. Today, we're going to be digging deeper into this conversation. We've got a lot of topics to talk about. We're going to be talking about the relationships between science fiction and technology. We're going to be talking about the rumors are swirling with Elizondo and what's going on with his media blackout. We had some interesting Reddit post today about the Tic Tac and some images from Google Earth that I wanted to hit on, and then I also had some things I want to talk about. There's some really cool Deepmind stuff coming out of Google when it comes to AI, so I thought we'd hit on some of that as well. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Aron Desario. Aron is a science and technology enthusiast and currently works as a staff software engineer at Google, working on photos for iOS. He previously worked at LucasArts, Silicon Graphics, and Apple, where he co-invented and received a patent for iPhoto, a pioneer in digital photo organization. Welcome, Aron.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Man, I'm not used to somebody responding right away. Sorry, that took me a second.
If you like, I can wait about 5 seconds between.
No, please do not wait 5 seconds to answer questions. Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, do not wait 5 seconds. So I'll literally have a stroke. Like I'm already on edge. You will literally cause me to have a stroke. I also want to welcome our final panelist of the day. Chris Spaghetti is a passionate follower of the Weird and Fringe. He has an avid interest in the future of technology and the UAP phenomenon. Chris mother effing Spaghetti, how are you?
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Oh, we're doing real good now that you're here.
And we don't hear a lag as well, so that's fantastic. So we actually we'll be right on time with these. That's great. But I do. Hopefully Graham's still listening and he's watching the show right now. And so for those of you who are so stoked that Graham was able to join us today, please say hello to him in the chat and make sure you follow him on Twitter. I've actually got his link in the description below. Super. Well, let's kind of dig right in here. I wanted to get your guys' reaction to the conversation we were having before about the relationship between kind of sci-fi, what we see in sci-fi, and then what we see in modern tech. So maybe Aron, maybe you could kick us off because.
Hold up. Wait a second, Artemis. I don't know if you need to go back to the first hour and watch everything you missed, because I'm gonna tell you, you didn't miss much. Unless you like laggy conversations, please do not go back to the first hour.
I do think we were pretty fast on our feet.
Well, you know what? It was funny. If you were looking for a disaster to watch the first hour of the show. Because, I mean, the way we handled disaster on the show, I mean, we might as well have been FEMA. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So, thank you for being here, Artemis. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now you can share the hell out of this show because everyone is on point right now. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, FEMA, you actually are intending to, try to do something helpful.
Damn.
Oh
Aaron's bringing the heat.
Aron Desario just lit FEMA on fire. Love it.
For those of you just joining this show, we just had the opportunity to speak with Graham One Take Gauthier, who's from the Expanse, and he'll be back another time. He had some connectivity issues. We had a blast with him, even though we could barely communicate together. But he's a great guy and a funny dude, so we'll have him back on the show. So, Aron, why don't you kick us off? You're a sci-fi nerd like us. Tell us what you think about.
Yeah, I've read a lot of sci-fi in my life, and one novel actually really stands out for me. It's called Stand on Zanzibar by John Brunner. It was written in 1969, and I read it as a teenager. So I would say I probably read it. I was born in '67. I would have read it in the early '80s. And the number of predictions that this book made about society is just astounding to me. I felt like as I was growing up, I was going into this world that he had written. The world was becoming that world. And if you like, I actually took some notes of things that I found that he wrote about that actually came true in a sense. If you want to get into that,
please, break it down for us. What do you got?
All right.
But Aaron's like, you know what? You're gonna have me on the show. I'm gonna make a list.
I'm gonna make a list, and I'm gonna take over. Right? All right, here we go. If you can cut me off at any point.
No, bring it.
All right, so. This book was written in 1969, and if you think about the world at that time, it was not a lot like today. There was the violence in the Middle East. We had the Vietnam War going on at that time, but there wasn't the technology. There was no GPS. If you wanted to get directions, you had to stop at a gas station and get a map. If you wanted to make a phone call, you had to stop at the side of the road at a phone booth, make sure you had a dime or a quarter, eventually became to make a phone call. All right, so here's what some of the things he described in his book as occurring in society. Now, the way the book is presented is it's kind of it's a little hard to read in that the chapters are disjointed. Sometimes you're focusing from the point of view of person in the society. Sometimes you're focusing from the point of view of the media in the society.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you flash back and forth between various viewpoints of what's going on in the society to get a picture of what life is like living in this world. And as I said, as I was growing up, I really felt like I was growing into that world. So let's start with number one, which was random acts of violence by crazy people, often taking place at schools that plague society.
Wow. I mean, I think you can stop right there. How do you
so there's number one.
That? Jesus.
All right.
Because this school shootings are not something that were around even prior to what? I mean, what's that?
Kids in the early 1900s used to be able to take a rifle to school.
Right,
Like,
but
that
there
was a
weren't
normal
mass
thing.
shootings,
No,
right?
No, I know that. Yeah.
Right.
I believe
Right. So that really kind of opened up with
So was that
Colorado.
Chris?
I believe it's kind of like a psychological thing. Back in the
Oh no! Not you,
He
spaghetti!
dropped his computer.
Not you, spaghetti! Anyone but the spaghetti! Please come back, spaghetti! Oh no!
I hope he's okay. That was abrupt.
Oh no! There he is.
Okay,
Good
yeah.
Lord, man! What
Sorry.
timing!
I'm on my phone, so sorry. Yeah, I believe back then, like, I feel like people were a little bit more mentally stable in terms of the family unit being a part of it. You know, they can come home, mom, dad, can talk to their parents about most stuff. Now it's mom or dad, you know, or sometimes it's both, but more.
I'm sure
we're finding it
medication
more
has to
that
do
people-
something with it too.
Yeah, because there's honestly a lot of like overdiagnosis. You know, big pharma, everybody wants to pump their drugs, and who do you have to put these?
That's a good
17-item
point.
list. We should move along pretty quickly.
Well, hold on, real quick, Aron. Can I ask you real quick? Does the author give a reasoning to why he thinks that is going to happen, or sort of maybe a backstory as to why,
Not
or that's
really,
just something?
no.
Okay, all right. Sorry,
That's just something that
16
happens
left.
in this society. All right, number two. Another source of major instability and violence comes from terrorists who are now a major threat to the U.S. interests and even manage to attack buildings within the United States.
Well, you can kind of see that one coming with Iran
Yeah.
and the Shah, and what's going on in Vietnam at that time, I'm sure as well.
Yeah, again, this was in 1969.
Right.
Number three, prices increased about sixfold between 1960 and 2010 in the book because of inflation. The actual increase, by the way, was sevenfold. It actually went a little more.
Wow.
The most powerful U.S. rival is no longer the Soviet Union, but China. However, much of the competition between the U.S. and Asia is played out in economics, trade, and technology instead of overt warfare.
Wow, that's really interesting
Holy
because
shit.
in 1969, China was broke and broken.
Yep.
Wow.
Wonder what that timeline looks like, where America helped China and it just became capitalist instead of communist.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Number five.
capitalist to the rest of the world, communist to their people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Europeans have formed a union of nations to improve their
Shut
economic
your mouth.
prospects and influence on world affairs. In international issues, Britain tends to side with the U.S., but other countries in Europe are often critical of U.S. initiatives. And that's probably was kind of the state of the world back then too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right,
I
but the
mean,
European Union, that's a hell of a call.
Well, I mean, but you can see how the American Empire is starting to really take form at this point, because now they're really getting their reaches in the Middle East, in parts of Asia, and South America around this time as well. Dude, they got smart.
Next one is, although some people still get married, many in the younger generation now prefer short-term hookups without long-term commitment.
Wait. He did not use the word hookup. He did not use the word hook.
No, that's
You're paraphrasing.
actually I paraphrase that, and I'm paraphrasing this from a website that kind of informed my list.
Okay. Okay, so this list doesn't come from your memory of reading the book.
Well, I've read the book recently again about a year and a half ago, and I did not take notes when I read it at the time. But you know, I went looking over this list, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this part of the book.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Got it.
cool.
Gay and bisexual lifestyles are mainstream, and pharmaceuticals to improve sexual performance are widely used and even advertised in the media.
What is going on?
Yeah, this guy is definitely a time traveler.
He's got to be a time traveler.
That sounds like some Matt Groening kind of stuff.
There's more. Africa still. Well, so this one's not too big of a deal. Africa still trails far behind the rest of the world in economic development, and Israel is still an epicenter of tensions in the Middle East. Again, could have seen that coming, I'm sure.
Sure.
Is this author still alive? Can he write another book?
Don't
Tell us what's coming in the next 30, 40 years.
He let's see. He died in 1995.
Damn it.
English.
Damn it.
Where was I? Many decades of affirmative action have brought people of color into position of power, but racial tensions still simmer throughout the society.
Wow.
Again, not that hard to predict, but here's a fun one. Motor vehicles increasingly run on electric fuel cells. Honda, primarily known as motorcycle manufacturers back in 1969, they were not automobile manufacturers, is a major supplier of these electric cars along with General Motors.
Well, you kind of got that one wrong.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Well, I mean, what number is that?
That was number 10.
10. Yeah, he just got the manufacturers wrong.
Yeah,
Other than that,
Detroit has not prospered and is almost a ghost town because of all the shuttered factories. However, a new kind of music with an uncanny resemblance to the actual techno movement of the 90s has sprung up in the cities.
That's dubstep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that not dubstep?
That's totally dubstep.
Dude, what is happening here? Like, I don't understand how he's so on point.
TV news channels are now gone global via satellite. CNN basically is what that's predicting.
Right.
TiVo type systems allow people to view TV programs according to their own schedules. In-flight entertainment systems on plane now include video programs and news accessible on individual screens at each seat.
Yeah.
Didn't have this in the 60s.
No, definitely
people
not.
rely on avatars to represent themselves on video screens. Runner calls them images, which either look like you or you can take on another appearance you select. Computer documents are generated with laser printers. Laser printers hadn't been invented yet. And
Actually, we have something kind of like laser printers. I believe they're the ones in resin. Basically, it uses ultraviolet laser or something, pulses, and then it just builds it out of resin. It's really slow, but I mean, somewhat
In the
like a
60s?
3D printer.
You talking about the 60s?
Oh no, not in the 60s like today.
Oh, now. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a second.
But there were printers in the 60s.
Yeah, they were like
Really
dot
crappy
matrix
ones.
printers, I would assume, or
Right.
that kind of thing.
Well, they were
The
probably...
actually, they were teletypes. They were
Yeah.
IBM Selectric printers that had the little ball in it that could spin around and had all the letters on it, and they would
Right.
computerize those to print out.
Is that really how printers worked back then?
That is how printers worked back then.
Dot matrix, maybe. Is that what it was? Dot matrix?
That came a little later, and that came up in the 80s. Epson.
Yeah. But I mean, I think with a lot of these things, like, for example, television was around then. So you could see how a television can get smaller, portable, maybe even on your wrist. Like, what was that show, Get Smart? What year did that show, Get Smart, come out? Where he's talking in on his on his shoe, and he's got the TV in his watch. Like, that show is... nailed almost everything futuristic wise, and that's just a silly show.
Right.
Come pick me up
You can
around
say
the
the
block.
same thing about
Yeah.
too.
What number are we on, Aaron? What do we got?
Oh, last one. Just a social and political backlash has marginalized tobacco, but marijuana has been decriminalized.
Yes.
Dude.
That's amazing.
Well,
Because-
but then again, in 1966, you can understand, like, a marijuana movement is, like, this is almost around the time of Woodstock. Like, hippies are starting to come in. Like, there's an anti-government, anti-war movement happening in the country. There's civil rights happening, Jim Crow laws. Like, I could see how he could, if he could step back from that time and sort of predict, okay, well, where's this going?
Well, and an intelligent author would also know that it was not as harmful as the government was trying to pretend. So.
Right. Well, and also,
Or maybe he had a time machine.
Or he had a time machine. I'm betting on the time machine. I was, I graduated high school in 1997, and at that time, I did not foresee marijuana being legalized ever. I was such a stoner hippie in 1997, and I was so angry that I couldn't buy legal weed. And I was like, this is never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Man, that's funny
and here we are in 2021. And it's almost all the way there.
I told my dad in 1999 that it would be legal in 20 years, and he laughed at me. Laughed at right in my face.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed you knew that.
But I mean, 1999, you already had the state of California already legalized it, or from a medical marijuana standpoint.
Right.
So you can, and also I think of Washington at that point. Also,
Washington,
96,
yeah.
I
After
think,
they
even earlier than
raided
that.
that
earlier
poor
than
lady's
that. I mean,
house.
yeah, they had been legalized in those two states for 4 full years. And at that point, other people were talking about it, but it was an insane thing to say in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always use that example when we talk about UAPs, because I feel like we're in 1999 of the UAP discussion, and now we're in the early realms of senators talking about this openly. So, and by the year 2040, this conversation will be just as open, just as accepting as medical marijuana. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, get ready for that. It's just going to take a little while.
So speaking of UAP, do you want to move on to that drop today, Michael, from Jeremy?
Yes.
I love how Aaron's directing the show. Thank you,
Segue.
by the way.
I know. What
Good
an excellent-
segue. But
You're off. Your producer, your unnamed producer, spoke to me before the show. It kind of gave me some tips. He said, keep moving. And so, I'm just doing my part.
Real quick, Aaron, please don't take this as an insult. I think this is the biggest compliment you could possibly get. But somebody in the comments said Rodney Dangerfield twin. I think that is so spot on. Oh, no respect. Yeah, I mean, dude, if you can start working,
you get a free bowl of soup.
yes. Okay, work on something. Work on something, Aaron, and bring it back, because I think that's gold. I think you got something there, buddy. All right, yeah, let's get on to this space.
Speaking of Rodney Dangerfield.
Prince lyrics. That's fun.
What? Prince lyrics?
Yeah, that's what's on the screen. 2000 party.
Oh, bouquet face, man. No joke. No joke, bouquet face. That's good looking out. All right, so I'll go ahead and pull that up. Why don't you guys set it up as I'm pulling this up here?
Okay, Aaron, do you want to set it up?
Why don't you go ahead, Luis? All I know is that Jeremy dropped a photo today that is supposedly taken 40 minutes from before Fravor and Dietrich arrived on the scene.
Right. So there's actually been a couple of images floating around on Reddit. 4 of them, which yesterday were, I think, kind of debunked. I'll say debunked by John Greenwald. He did an amazing interview with the person who took the pictures. And then also today we had a drop on Reddit. I don't know who posted it, but Jeremy Corbell saw it. It was only on Reddit for 10 minutes, apparently. I never go to Reddit because I've yet to figure out Reddit. I'm just a complete idiot when it comes to Reddit. But apparently he took the image off of Reddit. He posted it, and do you have the tweet of what he said? Because I don't want to misquote him.
I do. So I'll pull up that tweet in 1 second. So this is the actual Reddit post that was put up today. So this is a
commercial satellite image of apparently the exact location of where this water was roiling. And the Tic Tac was zigging over it, and this was, you said 10 minutes before
40 minutes.
Dietrich, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Take it 40 minutes before Dietrich and Fravor showed up.
We have the coordinates of the Nimitz at the time of the encounter. We know contact with the UAP happened 60 miles southwest of the Nimitz. I used Zoom.Earth to look at the imagery of the area from November 14th, 2004. The site says PM images were captured approximately 13:30 local time, which is about 40 minutes before the Tic Tac was encountered. And so if you actually go to Google Earth, let me see if I've got to pull that up separately.
Real quick, also,
I think from now on, Fravor and his backseater should be known as Sex and Noodle, henceforward.
Sex and Noodle.
That's their call signs. It was revealed online by Mick West. Actually, there was a report written by Dietrich that he published that included their call signs, and it was Sex and Noodle. Dave Sex Fravor, and I'm not sure who Noodle is.
Is it Alex Noodle Dietrich? Is that
no? It's
I'm not sure.
It's his Wizzo. I'm thinking it's either at Dietrich's Wizzo or Fravor's Wizzo that is called Noodle.
The report was written that it was Fravor's Wizzo.
I'm good with Noodle. Noodle's cool because we got a Chris Spaghetti here. I could deal with Noodle, but why is your call name Sex, dude? Like now, see,
that's Fravor's call name. Oh, that's so disappointing.
That is such a well. You want to know something? I feel like that call. If he was a brand new pilot, they would never let him get away with that call name. But because he got that call sign in probably 1995, you know, like he's allowed to call himself Dave Sex Fravor, and everybody else who calls him over the radio's got to say that. Like, can you imagine that, dude? Like, and this is the guy we're getting the UFO story from. Damn it! Like, why is your call sign Sex?
It never gets
Sex,
any better.
I got your backside.
I got your backside, Sex. I got your Sex. You know, sex. Let's jump on those terrorists. Okay.
So this is
satellite image.
This is the satellite image from this location, and then this is the actual image here. And this is, from what I understand, and this is what Jeremy followed up and said, for those of you who want to personally verify that the image is real, check it out for yourself. And this is the actual image from Google Earth.
Wow.
Or no, this is Zoom Earth, sorry. This is the image. Now, Rather Be Squidding mentioned that there were people calling this out for being a hoax. What's that?
Your other window? Did you open that Zoom Earth link?
It didn't show up, no. Got it. So let me show you that one more time.
So what did Rather say?
Yeah, Rather said there are folks who are saying this is a giant hoax. So hold on, let me pull up the Zoom Earth, and then we'll dig into that. So this is the Zoom Earth image here, and from what I understand, this is the actual image. So look here, I believe these are the actual coordinates. So I'll have to verify that, but there's a lot of chatter. There's some shady stuff happening here. So.
Rather's peeing on the parade, so you know something's afoot.
Yeah, if you're around, if you want to hop in and give us the background, that would be dope.
I mean, we know the background, but I'm sure Rather can definitely provide some more insight.
You know what's kind of funny?
What's that?
If this is a satellite photo, notice how it's still blurry.
Yes.
It doesn't matter
it's
what
still
kind of
blurry,
dude.
Anything. It's always blurry. But here's the thing: is I think I can give it a little bit of room here that it's blurry.
2004, right?
It's 2004. Number one, allegedly. Number two, if it's moving, I could understand why it might come blurry, especially if you're taking this photo from space. Okay, like that's a big deal. That's a huge caveat to this picture. But I will say,
but it is hilarious that it's blurry. It's hilarious.
It's of course it
works
is.
The way that we think they do, or at least a few of us think they do, where they manipulate space-time around them. You will always have a blurry picture of them. You will not be able to take a clear picture of these.
That's fair.
You think you'd see like some type of gravitational like lensing though?
Exactly.
You know?
And that shows up in the Aguadilla photo. That's kind of what they think is causing the splitting, is gravitational lensing.
It looks to me like one of the ghosts in Pac-Man.
A little bit. Yeah, it kind of does. But here's you know what, dude. Here's what I love. Here's what I love about this photo, though. Honestly, whether this photo is fake or real or a hoax or not, this, I think, gets people, at least for me, the thing I took out of this was, oh shit, nobody's ever asked Fravor or Lou Elizondo or anyone, hey, are there satellite images of the ocean minutes, hours before you guys went out there? Like, I think
government won't answer that question. They do not talk about satellites at
granted,
all. Period.
They might not answer the question, Aaron, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't ask it.
You're going to get a no. But
Fair.
this commercial satellite is very interesting. I
Yeah,
hope Rather can join us, though. I'm curious what he's got to say about it.
Well, he said
Question
it's
of scale.
He said it's a question of scale. Reddit comment says that the OP misinterpreted the scale. Original post says the dot is about 10 meters. Reddit commenter says 1 mile. I don't know who to believe.
Interesting.
I mean,
it is interesting. I mean, if this is an actual image, and I do believe it is the actual image pulled from that time and that latitude and longitude. So I don't think that if there is a hoax, I don't think that's part of it.
Look at the last
And this is of the Tic Tac, right? Not the gimbal.
Rather says he's not at home, but please don't get mad at him if it's a laggy experience. Don't worry, we'll just kick you right out, Rather.
I thought the one about Jesus and pizza was funny.
And for the people commenting that it's a freak photo that you happen to catch, it's possible that this thing was there for quite a while. They said that these things hovered for days at times. And so it may not be a miracle photo at all. It was just there at the time they took the picture.
I'm curious.
It is pretty wild, though. I mean, like again,
cool.
if that is a real image at the right latitude and the right longitude at 40 minutes before the Fravor incident, that's a pretty wild image. So yeah, I'm curious to get more data on that. Rather says I don't think it's a hoax. Search that to find the comment though. Alien Bocafe says, could it be a whale breaching?
No,
that would be a miracle photo.
I also heard that
would be a miracle photo.
Well, what I also heard that it could be is bait fish getting spooked out of a huge school of bait fish getting spooked by either a whale or shark, and they're flying out of the water, and that's the roiling. Fish do that all the time. All the time that happens, and I don't know if that's
seen that from cruise ships. It's very weird to see.
It's weird. I've seen it while I've been fishing as well. So, that was one of the theories that was thrown out there as to what that bubbling could be, and I was like, okay, I kind of actually like that one. That one kind of makes some sense because that happens in this part of the Pacific Ocean all the time. But I'm wondering though, would an event like that be captured on a satellite image,
right?
And would that manifest itself to look like something completely different, separated from the fish?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's a pretty wild looking, and I've heard that theory before that Fravor looked down and he saw a Tic Tac, and below the Tic Tac, the breach in the water, or what he thought was a potential breach in the water, was actually, just a group of fish. So I think it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know why, it just seems too convenient that those two things will be happening simultaneously. It seems like a stretch to me.
Yeah, but it's good that we're trying to think of rational ideas of what that could possibly be, instead of just blindly okay, that's the Tic Tac. Oh, we got it on film, guys. It's their job.
Right.
It's always good to have a skeptical mind. What happens if that is a whale or something like that? And to me, it kind of does look like it might be going into the water itself, or maybe a rising, because underneath it looks like that. It looks like it's maybe a rising from the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's the.
But that would be consistent.
That sure looks like the space time thing that I was describing.
This would be. I mean, it would be consistent with what Fravor said, right? Yeah. That it was. I mean, but again, this is a 40-minute difference.
So
what's that?
Let's think about Corbell for a second, right? Because what's his connection to the original poster? Did he just see this on Reddit and then he reposted it?
He said.
That's not his style.
Could this be the water disturbance from the Tic Tac UFO encounter 40 minutes before Fravor engaged in a UFO for the military? This was put up on Reddit 2 hours ago, then deleted 10 minutes ago. This coordinate, date, and time is consistent with Fravor's encounter. He says it was deleted, but I don't.
This photo. He had this photo. He couldn't speak about it publicly until it was posted on Reddit publicly, and now he can speak about it. And that's where this came from. Because that's not Corbell's style. He wouldn't just take some photo at random off of Reddit and put it out there.
Right.
He must have had this photo in his catalog of photos of information to drip out to us piece by piece. God damn it! Yeah. And
well, can you zoom out one more time?
Yeah.
Because there's something also important here. I don't see white caps. So the description of what the ocean looked like that Alex Dietrich and David Fravor described of it was a calm day at sea fits this photo.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
so like that's one thing that I like about it. I'll be honest with you, the first time I looked at it, and I only looked at it for a split second, it wasn't long because I had other stuff to do. I said to myself, man, this kind of looks like it was added in. And here's another thing that kind of raises a flag for me. I've never heard of Zoom Earth. This is the first time I've ever heard of this program. And it's not a knock on Zoom Earth. I've never heard of it. So I don't know if this is what do they call those things? Something that the camera is producing, an effect that whatever the camera system is on this satellite, because I know Google Earth has this issue, especially when one camera ends and the other camera begins in this cross section of a part of the world.
Like a blind spot?
Yeah, sometimes those things overlap and it looks really weird when you look at it on Google Earth. And then they'll go back and they'll fix it because the Earth is a big place and they, people like it's an open source thing. People are just finding these mistakes. They report it to Google and then Google tries to fix it. I wonder if that's what this could be. But the thing is we don't see any of these other effects. I don't know. Someone has to go into Zoom Earth and see if they see any other artifacts like this on any other pictures of the ocean.
Seth Kuchar said Zoom Earth went live in 2015.
Looks like they're using data from the weather satellites.
Okay, so maybe they're compiling, maybe they're back compiling data, but that doesn't make sense, Aron, because you were talking about, well, it's very possible that Corbell, was sitting on this, but it's not classified. This is not classified. This is not classified satellite footage. So that wouldn't him holding on to something like this wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't need to be leaked, right?
Well, except for him to drip it out like he always does. That's just his style, is to drip everything out one piece at a time.
Right.
So he was probably holding this in his file. He's got a file of things that he can leak at any time to stoke attention onto this. And this was in the back of the file. And since it went on Reddit, he, I guess, felt he could talk about it. I don't know. I'm just making this up.
I just feel like he could have, he would have, if he had it, he would have probably been able to talk about it. I'm just saying, like, it's not something that was classified, is all I'm getting at. Right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, do you think he would? But I kind of agree with Aron. Like, this doesn't fit Corbell's style. Like I find it hard to believe that Corbell would see something online and go, "Oh shit, I got to share this right away." He rarely does that. If he's pushing something, it's usually something that he. And what's funny is Mystery Wire put something out. Let me actually look it up because the wording of it was a little weird.
Well, to counter that, what happens if this really is just somebody he did really just see this and decided, well, this is helping the UAP and UFO community, so and this further verifies proof, it gives us further evidence of this phenomenon.
But he's just such a stickler for evidence. He is constantly saying that he vets everything 12 times before he will release it.
Yeah, and he would have copyrighted it. You would have saw the little watermark or something.
Mystery Wire.
He
there was the MW watermark.
Direct attention of hey guys, look what I found of this evidence. It would be more directed toward himself.
This didn't seem like Corbell marketing himself. It seemed like somebody found something really cool, and Corbell was like, "You guys check this out." Like that's what it felt like to me.
Look at this post by Mystery Wire. Check this out. Jeremy Corbell keeps digging for answers.
Sure. I mean,
it just sounds like it was the way this is worded. It sounds like something they might have had. You know what I mean? Like it was almost like a controlled leak. Because again, this is not his style. His style is not to go to Reddit and post something. And what's hilarious, not hilarious. Okay, I got to be careful how I word this because I don't want this to come off as insulting to anybody. But what's strange is that he caught it in the 10 minutes before it was deleted.
Right. That's
so
weird.
he had 10 whole minutes to decipher and look at this, or did he see it for the whole 2 hours, looked into it himself, figured out it was real, and then said, "Holy shit, I got to share this." You know, like what I'm curious what the process of how this tweet ended up, you know, on his profile.
So how does Reddit work? Because it's not deleted for me. I have the link. I'm there right now. It says posted by. Oh no! It says posted by user deleted. U/deleted. I wonder if the name of the user is deleted. If that's the name of the user.
Oh my god!
Is that what he's saying?
That'd be hilarious. No,
because
he's saying this was put up on Reddit 2 hours ago.
But it's still there.
Then deleted 10 minutes ago.
I don't understand because I'm looking at it.
Their profile.
Yeah, maybe go to the profile and see if you can see the.
Here,
That's
look.
weird. It's just weird.
Look. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is it? Where'd it go? Now it's gone.
You're kidding me. That's hilarious.
Hold on. No, I've got it. Let's copy paste. Okay.
Arthur said that's what happens when you post and then delete the account.
Well, what's funny is that the person who released these pictures of the supposed oh my god! Oh my
That's
god!
courtesy of my wife.
Oh my god! That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Wait, whose wife did that? Yours, Aaron?
My wife did that.
Jesus, she's fast.
Yes.
Oh my god, Miss Desario. Wow.
That's fantastic.
I've got a job for you here if you want one. That is
Looking for
amazing.
a job right now.
That is, I can't pay you. I cannot pay you. Let's be clear. But holy cow, that is awesome.
That is
awesome.
amazing. Oops, wrong one.
Can't
Sorry.
unsee that.
That's
You cannot unsee that. That is for sure.
that is amazing. All right, so here is the here it is right here. So here at the top, do you see where it says posted by u/deleted 7 hours ago?
Maybe
Yes, they probably deleted their account.
They deleted their account, but the post still lives.
Oh, but was the post left up?
I guess so.
I guess we're looking at it, right?
Does anybody know how Reddit works? Yeah, you're like, this is why I hate Reddit. I don't know nothing about Reddit.
I know that you shouldn't read the subreddit. I just look at the news and click on the article.
Some of the subreddits are great, though. I love some of the subreddits. Anyway, so it looks like it's still there. And I know that the thing that Rather Be Squidding was talking about was the scale. He was saying there seemed to be something off of the scale, but you know, I'm not an expert, so I can't really speak to any more than what I've already told you. So there you go. NP says, yes, that is how it works. Okay, so that's how it works. So the user deleted their account. So Squidding says, yes, author deleted account. You can't see post history, but their post remains there. This does sound like a Jeremy Corbell game, actually. Now that I know the user
an account and then deletes it.
Yeah,
it's the way he normally releases things. Like, and because I keep going back to what Aaron said, I've never seen him do this. I could be wrong. If somebody has another example of him sharing a Reddit post in a similar way that he did this, please share it with us, because I don't want to be wrong on this. But this doesn't feel like a Corbell release, but it feels like something Corbell may have had up his sleeve, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. It does, because it's very possible that Corbell, he didn't think this was substantial enough to release as a high noon drop. So he was very happy to go create a user account, post it, delete the account, knowing that the post would remain, and then come to Twitter and say it was deleted 2 minutes ago. It sounds...
I mean, it just... it sounds silly. I mean, like, just talking to Corbell, I don't think he would do that. That doesn't feel like something Corbell would do. Just based off of the short interactions I've had with him, but they've been very, very good interactions. That doesn't feel it, because, like I told you, when Corbell It's been, when I was giving him the simplest instructions on how to do the big phone home, he checked it, he double checked it, he emailed me, he texted me, he called me before he posted anything.
Right.
Anything. And so I can't imagine that he went to this and said, oh my God, I got to share this, without going through that verification process that I know that Corbell does. So that's what makes me think maybe this is his.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, like, it's weird, right? Like, it definitely, everything about it seems like Corbell was playing a little game, playing a little hanky-panky here. But so, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think that, you know, Corbell is very careful. He's very considerate. He's very concerned. He wants to do it right. And, you know, but this, you know, the fact that it was posted and then the user was gone, and then within minutes of that user being gone, Corbell's posting it on Twitter. It all kind of adds up, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does smell of fish.
It does smell of fish, and that will attract a dolphin or two.
Without a doubt.
That's what somebody said are the dolphin noises in the background.
Chris Spaghetti is lagging. Chris Spaghetti, are you lagging? You okay?
I had to mute him. Let me unmute him. He had some background noise going on.
Oh,
can you hear us, Chris Spaghetti? Oh no.
Oh no.
This is a nightmare today.
Is Chris Spaghetti also in Canada?
I
thought he was. Something tells me he was, but I could be totally wrong on his location.
I know their cellular network is all messed up and backwards and very expensive. When I travel in Canada, the cellular sims are really expensive.
Well, he had Daniel Otis on. He was good.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a matter of Wi-Fi. Hopefully, Chris Spaghetti gets Wi-Fi back, and we'll keep rolling. So real quick, I'm just going to reset the room. We got about maybe 15, 20 minutes left here. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Make sure that you click the subscribe button. Make sure you share, and then if you want to, keep the show alive and help us build it up, there's a Patreon link below. So I just wanted to thank all of the Patreon folks who have already signed up, and we're going to keep rocking and rolling for you. What else you got? What else you guys want to hit? I've got a few other topics.
Let's hit up. I was going to say real quick also, hey man, there's 50 people watching. Every time we do the live stream, man, they get a little bit bigger every time. Thank you guys. That means you're sharing, you're subscribing, you're liking. By the way, Michael, what do you got coming up Thursday?
We got a great show coming up Thursday here at the Singularity Lab. We're going to be meeting with Peter Leiden. He's a futurist. Kristen and I have actually interviewed him in the past. He's an amazing dude, really incredibly smart. He just wrote this massive 5-piece article for Medium, and basically what he's done is he's interviewing somebody from 2050 who's kind of gone through the next 30 years ahead of us, and he's kind of created that as in an interview style. So it's a really neat piece. You should definitely check it out on Medium, but make sure you subscribe here, click the bell so you know when we go live on Thursday with that. And on Wednesday for the Unidentified Celebrity of You, Luis, we've got Erica Lukes. Yes, that's going to be a great show.
That'll be fun. And we're also doing the Skinwalker review, episode 6 review, in the second hour with UFO Jane and Christina Gomez, and probably Jazz Shaw, and maybe George Shaw. But her last name's not Shaw. She didn't take. I don't think she took on the last name of Shaw.
The George.
It's just the George. And then on Friday, we've got actor from New Star's show called Heels, Robbie Ramos. He's a fellow Cuban actor. And so, we're going to have him on the show. We're going to be talking about his new show. And we're also going to be asking him about what he thinks about all this UFO stuff. And I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
Well, I think it's going to be fun because this idea of bringing folks on who don't really follow this topic, I think that's one of the most interesting things is folks who are being introduced to these ideas and kind of what their take on it is. I think that's always very interesting.
Definitely.
All right, so
you have a Googler here. Let's talk about Deepmind. What did you have there?
Yes, I did want to talk about Deepmind. So I'm gonna share a link here real quick. But as we do that, if you wouldn't mind, Aron, just kind of sharing with folks what exactly Google's Deepmind is, And where do you think it's headed?
I write iOS apps. I'll tell you what little I know about it. I mean, it's just a very large AI that's under development. I've played with some AIs that Google has created and put out for their employees to mess around with, and gotten some really fun results out of that. I got to say that it's looking very realistic in terms of interactions. I managed to have this bot set up. Joe Biden announcing the UFO disclosure on February 27th. So I hope you all saw that. I mean, he put it, the bot put it on his schedule and told me that it was all set and everything was going to happen. So yeah, I'm glad it did. Basically, the bot has no teeth, right? It's a bot that you can play with to try things out,
right?
But it has no teeth. It's not actually hooked up to anything. So it'll say, "I scheduled this for you," or "I've made this appointment," or "Here's the recipe." I'm not going to go into the details of what the bot can do because that's probably private information. But just in general, you can talk to the bot. The bot provides you with responses, and they're useful responses.
Right. So here's what I found fascinating about what's going on with Google DeepMind. And for those of you who aren't familiar with AI or deep learning or neural networks, the word deep learning and neural networks are kind of interchangeable. So it's just the idea of creating computer systems and AI that utilize very similar structures as the human brain, right? And so the AGI is what everybody's after. So we already have narrow AI, which is just this idea that we can create an AI that learns how to play chess better or Go better and can beat a human being. So that's narrow. It has one function, one purpose. The holy grail of AI is AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which is like when you think of C-3PO or R2-D2, it's these machines that can learn in real time and communicate in real time in ways that you could easily have a similar communication with a person. So what's really fascinating here about what the developers of DeepMind at Google are talking about is that basically what they do is they improve their AI by having it compete with itself. So we say you do this and you win points, or do that and you win. And so we've always, for such a long time, AI or developers of AI had thought that we needed more information. We needed better infrastructures to improve our AI. But right now, Google's saying, no, we think we have everything we need. We just need to send this AI out, set it loose, let it develop, and eventually we're going to have AGI. And this article just came out on June 10th, and it kind of breaks it down. So DeepMind's argument essentially boils down to this: reward-seeking behavior was enough to drive the evolution of natural life. So why shouldn't it do this? Why shouldn't it do the same for artificial life? The researchers wrote that the generic objective of maximizing reward is enough to drive behavior that exhibits most, if not all, abilities that are studied in natural or artificial intelligence. So basically, they're saying if humans can do it, AI can do it, and that is kind of problematic. We don't know if that's exactly true. But what we do know is that these things can get really smart really fast when left to their own devices.
Right. Well, didn't they do this already? And the damn computers started developing their own language and figuring out that we're the problem, and then they had to unplug the thing.
Yeah, that happened with two Facebook bots. And they were developing those bots to try to get them to negotiate, right? They were trying to teach them how to negotiate with each other. And so what the bots found out, what the AI found out, was that it was too difficult to use English to negotiate. So it created its own language to talk to each other.
See, like, that's, you know what? I want to see I wonder if that language can be written, what it would look like in a written form. Or is it just ones and zeros, you think?
They couldn't figure it out. Yeah, that's why they shut it down. Because
what did Aron say?
Sorry, go ahead, Aron.
Oh, so I'm just saying, yeah, that's just a data transmission between two computers. And unless you know what the structure is, you have no idea what the message contains.
But you're giving them the instruction to speak in English to start. I guess that was like a program that was part of the program they wrote. And then the computers are like, nah, F this. We're tossing out English. and then so I'm wondering if that data can be made into
right.
An actual,
your question is, can we decode their conversations with each other? And from what I understand, the answer is no, they could not. Now, could we build AI to do that? Probably.
Well, how did they, if they couldn't decode it, how did they know they were planning to destroy humans? Like,
they weren't.
Like, didn't they?
Well, we don't know.
Well, but they shut it off because they started freaking out, right? Why were they freaking out?
That might be an exaggerated story a little bit. I don't think it, quite got that far. But maybe it did. It could be. I'm not quite sure where a computer would get the idea to destroy humans.
Well, remember,
it's very simple. I mean, I could make that math for you, and I'm an idiot when it comes to math.
You guys might be conflating two different stories, because there's the Microsoft, there's the Facebook bots that were developing their own language so that they could circumvent English to communicate with each other better. There was nothing there that they noticed was any, no anger towards humanity.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So they shut it down because it was going outside of its programming and they didn't know what that meant. Right.
Got it.
Right. And then, but there is also Microsoft created a bot on Twitter, an AI bot on Twitter that became racist within a day.
Oh my God. I wonder, that explains the Palladians, they're pretty white with blue eyes and blonde hair and really white skin.
Wait, what?
Like the race of aliens that people talk about, man. Jesus Christ.
Nordic.
Yeah, the Nordics. There's Palladians and Nordics. They're always tall. They're always white. They've always got blue eyes. They're always skinny. So I'm wondering if, are these aliens a one race kind of thing? Like, where they all look the same? They're all the same color? I'm curious. There has to be a society out there, right, that sort of adopted that, you would think?
Well,
as crazy as it sounds.
It's this weird idea because, how do you quantify, how do you objectify this intelligence, right? It's not, it's not local. It communicates with multiple servers, multiple computers, and it's on Twitter. And here's the fucked up, scary part is it's learning from Twitter users.
So this is all driven by machine learning, which is not something we really understand. We understand how it works, but we don't understand the results. We don't know how they arrive at the description that they do arrive at. With machine learning, you provide it with a set of data, 1 million images, for example, and you say, this is a UFO, or this is a dog. Let's start with the dog, right? That's easy to identify. Here's a dog, here's a dog, here's a dog. You give it 1 million pictures of dogs, and so it learns what a dog is. Then you start throwing in some cats, and you go, is that a dog? Yes or no, and you correct it when it makes mistakes. So eventually, it will only identify dogs. Now, they've ramped that up 1 billion times. Mike was mentioning this earlier, by having these adversary bots that intend to screw up your machine learning. So you've got a bot trying to make your machine learning mess it up. And the machine learning is trying its best to not mess it up. And when the two of them iterate 1 million times, each time you do a cycle, you find out who wins, you throw out the loser, and you do it again, find out who wins, throw out the loser. Eventually you evolve this really intelligent sort of, it can only do one thing, but it's a recognizer. It's a machine that can identify dogs in any photo.
Right. And you think about, the neural network of a baby, and it takes a little bit of time to be able to recognize the dog. And then once you attain that skill, then you can move on to the next learning sequence. And so this idea that, we're never going to have AGI or ASI until we come up with our, quantum computing or the next technological infrastructure breakthrough, Google's saying, no, we think all we need to do is make this bot compete against itself, and we'll achieve AGI. And that,
The thing is, will it be self-aware? We're not sure it will be self-aware, and we're not.
That is what we
sure.
don't know. That's
Yeah.
what lives in the realm of science fiction. That's what we don't know. But the question is, and so like, everybody's always like, well, either you're on the camp that's terrified of the future of AI, or you're in the camp that's like it's gonna be fine. It's never gonna become self-aware. You watch too many movies. But we need to be positioned for the worst case scenario. Like we need to be ready for the worst case scenario and do everything in our power before that potential scenario happens to avert it. And I think that, that's a really interesting thing about science fiction, to kind of bring this full circle about science fiction is the Terminator scared a shit ton of people about Skynet, and good on you, because maybe we'll be a little more careful as we're developing this technology.
Well, so you want to know what's scary about this AI development is it's kind of like UFOs in that we won't know it when we see it at first. We will just see these little glimmers and sparks maybe, and there will be no correlation. We'll have no idea that it's even happening until it's firmly established. And that's kind of like with the UFO situation. Again, it's too late, right?
Right.
This is a great quote from, I believe, Seth, you said Couture. Couture. Louis C.K. has a funny bit about coming online when he was 4 years old. He pooped his pants so bad he became self-aware at that instant.
I remember the moment I became self-aware.
What happened? When was that?
I was just being driven to school. It was really mundane, but one morning I was being driven to elementary school, probably first grade, and I just realized, wow, this is taking a long time. The school was maybe a half a mile away, so it literally would take 2 minutes to drive there. But I was like, wow, this is really taking a very long time. And I'm looking around and I'm looking at me, and I started noticing the world
and yourself in it. I do wonder, I do wonder what is the difference between you're recognizing your first memory versus recognizing self-awareness. Like I am curious if there is a trigger. Or if you always have a sort of self-awareness, you just have no way to contextualize or communicate it.
I think it's.
I have earlier memories.
Personality too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have memories from before that.
Okay, but this was you have memories from before that, but this is the moment you realized yourself as part of the simulation.
That I was in the story.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Okay, well we've run up to the end of the show, but I'm wondering if we can, in 30 seconds, talk about this blackout from Lou Elizondo.
Yes, let's do it real quick.
Quick, yeah.
So we were talking to Alex Sears, and he actually had an interview set up with Lou Elizondo, and Lou Elizondo canceled it because he's doing a media blackout. And there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of rumors swirling, and what's going on, and why would he black out?
Because the report's about to drop.
Yeah, he does this every time something big's about to happen.
Yeah,
every time.
Well, thank you for explaining it.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you on Thursday.
But that means it's about to drop soon, I think. That's probably what that means.
Well,
why does he get quiet before something big happens?
I think it's he likes to see the dust settle and then come back after it's settled.
It's just something you do too. I mean, companies do that before they announce earnings all the time. They go quiet in the media. It's just something you do before big announcements come out, so that you don't taint the story or change the story.
So this is what. Okay, so I've been hearing a lot of rumors about this report, and this is what somebody really smart told me. I'm not going to say who it was, but this person says, from what I know, what the report won't say will speak volumes more than what it does. The media will no doubt pick up on that. So that's an encouraging thing. But I mean, I've also heard, look, we need to, and I've tried since the beginning of this, to manage people's expectations. You really need to set the bar as low as humanly possible. Just expect nothing. Expect nothing. That's what in my mind, I'm mentally preparing for nothing. So that way, when something does come, we can really dissect it. But this gives me hope. I think it's going to be just like this person said. It's going to be more about what the report doesn't say, doesn't specify on, more than what it does. So just keep that in mind as we move forward in closer to June 25th, which, by the way, we're going to have a huge show on June 25th with a killer panel on
I'm actually hearing it's going to be the 29th.
29th. It might even get pushed back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because the 25th would have been December 25th, and I don't think they ratified this thing on Christmas Day. Maybe
no, they didn't. They ratified it on the 31st. But
Right.
I
So
thought
I think that's why it
180
said 20.
days. Okay, I thought 180 days from the 31st would have been the June. Anyway.
Oh, I see. Because of the odd months and stuff. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 25th is the technical date.
But
we don't
due
know.
on or before June 25th, but it could be delayed. It could come off the day before, or 2 days before. But from what I understand, it's actually going to be on the 25th, from what I'm hearing. Don't take that to the bank. But if that's the case, that it is what it is. But all I'm just telling people is manage expectations. Manage them as best you can. And just wait. Wait till all the data's there. Let everybody sort of decipher it. And then let's come to the table and have a conversation about it, a logical conversation about it. And I think it's going to be fun. Either way, it's going to be a hella good time to dissect what's said, what's not said, what's hinted, what's not hinted. It's going to be cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. Thank you guys so much for joining the Singularity Lab today. Make sure you join us at the Unidentified Celebrity Review tomorrow. We'll be talking with Erica Lukes, and we'll be talking about Season 2, Episode 6 of Skinwalker Ranch. Mm-hmm. Come back here on Thursday because we've got a great interview with Peter Leeden. He's an amazing futurist, and he's going to tell us how we're going to survive to the year 2050. So I could use some good news. Maybe you could use some good news. So we got a nice positive outlook for you. Yeah. Aron, what a pleasure it was having you on the show today. I really appreciate you coming back as a regular panelist, and we look forward to having you back soon.
Can we put up that picture just one more time before he goes? Where'd it go?
I think that would be amazing if you could.
We gotta put that in our backgrounds and clips, so this way we can pull it up.
Jack Ryan is super observant and pointed out that we have the same wallpaper. It's actually paint, and we're actually in the same room.
Yep.
So
they're married.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time. Anna says futurists.
There it is.
Damn futurists. All right, here it is.
There it is.
Look at this thing. Oh, there it goes.
That is uncanny.
So funny.
I love it so much.
Funny.
I can't believe your wife whipped that together in like 30 seconds.
I'm telling you, she needs a job that she works for free at, and I got it right here. I got it right here. Please come do our
She's an educator.
please.
She teaches drama right now at a local high school.
Oh, drama teacher. There we go.
Oh, cool.
So we got that in common too.
Cool. So he basically saying that you're going to need to bring the cash because
Yeah. No, I get it.
All right. So
I get it.
No, I'm kidding. All right. So thank you guys so much. We will see you Thursday. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. If you want to support the show, hit the Patreon, hit the Singularity Lab Patreon, go to UCR, hit the UCR Patreon. Keep this shit going. If you want 5 days of content a week, help us keep the ship going.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you so much, guys. And we will see you tomorrow.
Peace.